Okay. We should be live. We're live. We are. Hello, everyone. Can you hear us? Can you see us?
Hey guys.
We've just cracked the YouTube code. The algorithm is our matronly mistress, and all of the issues on the internet have been solved.
Well,
Thank you for being patient.
it was a
Wow.
journey. It was a journey. It was an experience. I feel like I didn't learn anything about myself, but I think David learned some things about him.
It was a character journey. So besides the mess, also please excuse the mess. I am in the process of moving.
Yeah, she's moving.
Yeah. Within 24 hours, we will be, not we, but myself and my one and only will be on the road for 26 hours total, 14 hours in one day, and like 7 in the next. This is all personal information you want to hear about Drag Race. You've been waiting 20 minutes extra. And we're hoping that we don't get automatically cut off in 38 minutes.
Yeah, you didn't move the time up.
We're going to monitor the live chat ourselves. I'm going to hope that there are some people acknowledging that we are in fact live streaming, but I'll also go to the watch page and confirm this for myself. And yeah, we're going to start off. Curtain Man is no more. Davida had to retire. But, you know, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Thank you, David, for sharing your thoughts for free. For free! Pokemaniac is telling some truths here. We did see some... well, I don't want to stay on the negative, but...
I did see some interesting commentary that's on the website while we were stuck in limbo.
Listen, if y'all don't... kinks are worked out, and everything goes all right, because we ain't getting paid. So,
like, what did y'all think of this episode?
Please tell us.
Let the comments flow in. We're going to have a thoughtful conversation, more or less a full review. I don't know. There were some stanky parts of this episode that I don't care to ruminate on, but like...
Fair enough. I liked this episode. I thought it was pretty entertaining. The challenge itself and the theme of the musical I thought was a little confusing.
I still don't understand why this was a pharmaceuticals musical, like,
Yeah.
at all. I don't get it.
I think it was something that they could have like multiple different themes. So but it seemed a little. It was on the edge of being a little problematic. I think it's just a touchy subject, especially in America.
Oh well, I don't care about that, but I just think it was like the writing was disjointed. So I felt like I think there were two main problems, and we're going to get into like bit by bit as we go. But I think the main problems with this challenge were one, that the writing was weird, and like the notion that it has to be about these hypothetical drugs, but then it's really all disparate. It didn't gel. But then two, I think the problem is that Alyssa's approach to choreographing them was to micromanage all of their character choices.
There were some line reading moments.
Well, but so like because of that, none of these queens actually made any character choices, so that they couldn't really be judged on them either.
Exactly.
So then the judging came down to like, well, who did I notice? Or who did I Padma Lakshmi like? Or you know what I mean? So there was...
who was the camera focused on outside? You know, because like I feel like a lot of this was, you know, when you say charitable editing, the term coined by Foster in the seminal All Stars 3 Snatch Game episode, there was a lot of charitable editing. I think that with Cracker especially, I'm not saying that she did poorly for any, but like every shot was like framed to make her look great, and like,
well, I think she did well.
Yeah, of course, and you know, by the same point, Kardashian also did poorly. Like, you know, even if we were watching,
yeah, but that's also charitable editing though, because they didn't show any of her. At all.
They showed shots where she was like fully behind another person, and then I remember one where like they show her behind somebody, and then they cut to Michelle being like, "What's going on?" Michelle couldn't have been critiquing anybody but the cameraman in that moment, because all you see is like, oh, he got a shot where she's being fully blocked by somebody.
Well, if we can just fully acknowledge, they casted her to go home first, and then miraculously she didn't. So Ridiculous. They had to like write a foolproof way for her not to be in, and so by telling her she faded to the background of the challenge, it was conveyed to the audience by not putting her on camera at all. But I fully don't think she did well at it either. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't think she's ready for Drag Race, but she's also not like nice or cognizant. Like,
hopefully she moves, because she kept complaining about New Mexico.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I mean,
Girl,
I think that
move to Chicago. There's a lot of great drag there.
With the pay
anywhere.
raise from being on the show, she can now venture out and like hopefully get her life.
But like, she has to be willing to humble herself too. And through the whole process of being on the show, I don't see that from her yet.
Right.
Maybe like the process of seeing how like busted she looks on TV will bring her there. But, like, if you're one of these queens who's cast to go home early, A, you should recognize probably, like, during day one, if not after day one. But at that point, you should not try and be catty, sassy, bitchy, extra, oh, girl, well, I think I'm just going to send you home. And, oh, I know I'm the...
Well, we both laughed at that when she was like, oh, it's so sad to go against Eureka. It's so sad I'm going to have to send that bitch home.
I laughed out loud. It was...
Yeah, her Untucked moments, though, I couldn't deal with it. Like, oof. She's just, like, unnecessarily confrontational. I wanted to give a shout-out to people in the chat. Thank you very much, Pokemaniac. A fellow Poke fan.
Yeah, I love Pokemon.
We love providing laughs for you. Let's see who else. Hey, Patrick Strong. Vixen says he says that Vixen was adding some drama. We were living for it.
But she's kind of too much for me at the same time. Like, because I know of Vixen. Like, she's been on Shot with Soju. I've seen like her YouTube performances, and maybe she's like this in real life. But like, it's giving me, like, Eureka Season 9, where she's doing way too much for camera.
There are several in the cast. I mean, Monique is more likable about it, but if you watch the Facebook live stream where Aja is quizzing them on Drag Race, so many of them are loud as hell. And then you've got, like, Dusty is salty about it.
No.
Blair Sinclair is salty about it.
If we can be real, that is fully Miss Vanjie and her effect. Like, actually, though.
Come and get your cookies up here.
Because she was so competitive. When she's in the room, it brings the volume up to a 97.
It's great.
That's why I'm so mad she's not around on the season anymore.
They need to bring her back, but I feel like they didn't. Just given the interviews and, like, her What You Package.
9 hoes. Yes, witch. 9 hoes. There was 9 hoes.
What did you say? She just shouted 3 times? Oh my god.
9 hoes. I said there was 9 hoes.
There's a meme about an aneurysm commercial that plays during the show. L Gamer. What you talking about? Can we have our links allowed in the chat? I want to know.
I don't know.
Cameron's runway look this week made up for the shit show last week.
Hold on, can I just... Oh, say what you want about Cameron.
Well, I was just going to say, Poppy, I agree. Foster is not as charitable. I'm going to just overuse it this time. I thought that it looked kind of like Trinity Taylor's mermaid look. For some reason, like, the side-swept, weird-colored hair, I know hers was turquoise, and then, like, the stuff in it mixed with the contour that was, like, an unnatural color, for some reason reminded me of Trinity Taylor's mermaid look.
I mean, I get the, like, Lisa Frank notebook vibe that she's going for here, but, like, unfortunately, she's, like, a big, bulky man queen, so, like, this nude illusion thing really didn't work for her. Yeah. I wanted, like, the skirt to, like, be more of a full shape, even if it's open in the front or something. Something needed to be tweaked. I didn't love it. But I liked her look last week, so... She's okay. I think she did good in the challenge, too.
Did I like her look last week?
No, it was the AstroTurf. You forgot it last week,
yeah,
too,
I didn't
with the
like
pink
it.
peplum. I hated the peplum, but other than that, I was fine with it.
Fair enough. So we're getting ahead of ourselves into the runway.
Yeah.
We do have actual, like... Well, I have notes about what's gone on in the beginning of the episode. We get the mini challenge, which, I mean, I was happy about. I thought it was fun.
Why was Andy Cohen here? Why was he here? And then why did he reoccur during the challenge? Why?
the like, piece of green screen cardboard that he's just, like, in for some reason. Because, like, watching it from the judges panel, it's like, you're holding up green. Maybe they had his voiceover playing or something, but...
Well, I think it's fully because Padma Lakshmi was there as a guest judge.
Do they have a relationship?
Well,
like,
Top Chef airs on Bravo.
Oh, okay.
They have a...
Lots of Bravo shout-outs.
She's the executive producer of that show now, so I'm sure they're friends and get along well.
And then they had that conflict. What was it called?
Conflama
shout-out. Did they? I feel like this
Bravo
was a crossover,
phenomenon.
A little bit of a
It could have just been like a Bravo-themed musical. Like, why didn't they just do that and have Andy Cohen be like a guest judge? Yeah, that would have been much better.
They could have had Real Housewives.
Yeah.
They could have had Real Housewives.
That would have been a lot better.
Agreed. Yaswitch says, "Oh, okay, girl. I'm just this." She said, "Well, this has been held for review, but I think it's just because it has swearing in it." She says, "Okay, but shade the queens for giving no fucks about Eureka having a feel, but shade Eureka for leaking like a milk carton. At what point?" Does she mean crying?
Okay.
I'm going to show it. I don't think that's inappropriate.
So, like, during Untucked...
she was crying a lot.
But also shade on the queens who were, like, ignoring her, like, talking over her, trying to have a moment. That Untucked was a mess. We'll get to it.
Yeah, we will. That's way in the future. Okay, so we've got the mini challenge. They do some hoedown. I was into it, but if this were, once again,
None of them did no hoedown.
No, but they were supposed to. And if they had done this in any of the earlier seasons, they fully would have been doing this outside during like a sunny day in like some, barn setting or whatever. But because they've spent all this money on the big soundstage workroom, they have to put everything in there so everything can look bland. But whatever, they did what they could with set dressing. I want them to be outside. It's like they just keep them incubated.
If I can remind you of like the eating challenge from season...
Oh God, 2, never again. Fear
was
a factor on that day.
That was there. They did a lot of these mini challenges in the workroom.
I know, but something like this would have been like, and you're at a barn today, and Rue would have been there with a cowboy hat. Like, it just would have... I can imagine that this would have been somewhere
I think you're
else.
just imagining a show that this show is not. And I think,
not anymore.
And I think for something stupid like set, like that's frivolous to me. I don't know. So, who won the mini challenge? Asia and Vixen, right?
Mm-hmm. Asia deserved to win. Vixen did not.
Vixen did not deserve to win. Asia did well. Who else did well? I don't even really remember.
I mean, yeah. So
I thought Miz was cute, but like the outfit was very tricksy. I don't think she needed to do a cartwheel because it makes it less impressive the next time she does a cartwheel on the show.
Yeah. I mean, we never get tired of death drops.
I'm tired of death drops.
I thought Monique turned it out.
Yeah, she did well.
Monique could have, I think both she and Asia had, some traditional line dancing moves, country line dancing.
Can we just say Monique is getting shit on for, 2 consecutive episodes now, you know what I mean? Last week, she was snubbed from being in the top for that look, which deserved to win. And now, she did well in the mini challenge, no credit. And then in the main challenge, I felt like her acting was good, and they said it was so bad. And then Padma Lakshmi hated her look because she didn't understand the reveal, which was stupid.
That was ridiculous. How did nobody... It's 2 eyes and a mouth. What is there to...
Well, the first one is Cookie Monster also. But then, she's covering up her eye. No, she's covering up her eyes on her breasts, so, that's why the eyes are here. But either way, what... I don't get what you don't get.
I thought it was creative and wonderful. I'm not sure if it was
I don't think it was
winning look.
I don't think it was wonderful, but it was cute and it was
okay.
It was what it was.
Her line dancing was great. I just appreciated the girls who still had it be country because you had. I mean, Vixen. Neither the look nor the dancing was very challenge specific. None of it was. When you're thinking about a barn line dance, I just I appreciated the in theme. Why was Kardashian twerking like we've seen her do 3 times already this season? It's just
that's all she can do,
girl.
And at least she wasn't wearing padding because the last time. I don't get why they liked her, awful twerking in the lip sync last week against Vanjie, because, her padding didn't move.
It was the money in the air. It was the gag. It was...
Fuck her.
If we have learned anything from Shangela's sacrifice, who died for our sins, it's that you've got to have a gimmick.
Ben de la Creme died for our sins.
Listen. Yuhua didn't even dance. She was just, doing an improv skit.
Who was it?
Milking
Hold
herself.
On, no. Who was it, though, who literally made the pit crew, carry them and move them around?
Who was that?
Was that Blair? Yeah, someone, literally didn't even move.
No.
Chat, tell me, who was it?
Yeah, please. Who did y'all think won the mini challenge? Let me, do a little skim. Let's see. Down with Cohen after he shaded Trixie. Done with Cohen. Girl. Somebody's shading a.
Oh yeah, did you know this? Because I don't really watch her show, but apparently he had RuPaul on, and Trixie was the bartender in his Watch What Happens Whenever, because nobody watches. And she had the nerve, the audacity to directly ask RuPaul, when Trixie was there, do you think Shangela deserved to win?
And what did she say? No.
She said what she's been saying on all these TV shows, well, they're all stars, they're all winners, because they're
Why
all going to make
Why would you ask her that? Did you think Shangela deserved to... I mean, but that's the thing. People watch him for that shit, because he's going to ask questions that nobody else is, willing to ask.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm of mixed opinion, right? Because I don't really care for
Also, Blair was the one who had them.
See, I thought so.
They were, yeah. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Yaswitch and Pokemaniac.
Right? Yeah,
yes.
Okay. I don't really care for Andy Cohen, so it's not like I wanted him to be a guest judge, but I don't understand this, weird in-between role he played on this episode. Why did he come back in the challenge? I feel like this needed to be, a Bravo musical, like I said.
Yeah, they could have gone all the way.
Or he could have just not been there. That would have been great, too.
Monique performance was top-worthy, says El Gamer.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I also don't think Dusty did a bad job. I saw that somebody in the chat earlier, before we even mentioned it, was I think Dusty as a boy is so cute, which is our running gag.
I'm sorry, everyone who watched the episode with us here tonight agrees with me, with the exception of David. Not that
all
Dusty,
2 other people.
No, so 3 people of 4 Three people with eyes.
I'm not
and
saying
David.
that she's like the finest on the show, but Dusty's like cute.
Dusty
It's a
is
very
not.
attractive cast. I think the Vixen is cute. I think Dusty is cute. I think that obviously, like, we've got.
Well, the Vixen is at least cuter than Dusty.
It's a flavor for everybody.
Dusty is not cute. I'm sorry. He's not a cute boy, and he's definitely not a cute girl. How about you dot every inch of the face? Like, do that. Like,
There's a dot here. There's a dot everywhere you look. There's
everywhere
a dot. Okay, so are we done with the mini challenge? Basically,
yeah,
like,
let's move on, yeah. So they split them into teams. You knew it was going to happen. Asia and the Vixen.
Yeah.
And right away, the Vixen reveals herself to be a terrible team leader.
Oh, wait. Sorry, one more thing. We didn't talk about the Vixen string-up drama in last week's Untucked.
Oh,
but
sure.
it was...
Too vague!
Yes! One of the best catchphrases of the season. I will have it in the books. I will be saying it all the time. When you want to call someone on their shit, you just scream, too vague!
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt. Eddie, I'm so sorry. I thought we had, like, a common understanding. We like Pokemon. But Dusty is not cute. Dusty is Dusty.
Everyone can be into their own flavor.
Dusty is musty.
Everyone's opinion is valid. There is no objective view of...
Red Mage, no. Oh.
Listen. Let's just accept our differences.
Okay, well, at least he thinks I'm cute.
Now y'all know the secret. This is the... Okay, so
yeah,
positive attracts positive.
Eddie, you could aim a little higher.
Girl... I don't remember anything about rehearsals. I took no notes.
What I remember about the rehearsals is that Asia's team is kind of... The real problem with Asia's team, at least within the narrative is telling you, is that Eureka is annoying. But they're doing their choreography, which consists entirely of them two-stepping in front of a mirror. I didn't see any...
Step touch is fine choreography.
I didn't see any real choreography there, but they wanted to talk it up because it's naturally one of these, like, up and down, like, rollers. Like, they build an expectation and then they defeat it, but it's, like, so easy to see coming. Meanwhile, the Vixen's team, the Vixen is a terrible team captain. She's a terrible leader. This will be important later. She wants to only assign the roles how she wants, not give anyone what they want.
She's just trying to stir the pot the whole
She
episode.
assigns the fairy godmother to Monet, even though Blair wanted it, and then later it's never addressed, but then Blair just gets it. Like, what's going on this team? It's a mess. So I bring this up 3, 4, 5, 6 times. The Vixen was not a good team leader. She was literally, like, doing nothing. She was, like, actively putting her team into disarray.
She was trying to sabotage people.
Kind of. She was just doing whatever she wanted, because all she wants to do is start fights and start drama.
She's here to fight. Like, she knows her brand. She knows her brand.
I guess.
Either that or the edit knows her brand. But, I mean, like, she seems... I think it's entertaining. Makes good TV. I also think that she's, like, a talented queen. I don't know if she's found her moment yet on this season.
I will say this. She is a talented queen. I'm not saying this to disparage her. It's just the point is, like, she was not a good team leader. And we will just jump ahead and say her team ends up winning.
And then
she wins the challenge because she was the team leader. But she led her team poorly. Like, I don't get why she was given the win for, like, being a bad team leader.
They also don't... It always flip-flops between, like, if the team wins, then the team leader wins, or, oh, that's not, like...
Yeah, they just, like, give these randomly to whoever they want to.
Yeah, the judging is random.
I think that there are several people who were robbed for a proper win tonight. I don't think the Vixen had any place to win. I think she was one of the weaker ones on her team as well in the challenge. And she also... Like, she didn't lead her team. She was just like, do your thing. She did no choreography. They weren't prepared to see Alyssa. Let's just go right into that.
Well, okay. So, was there anything to say about the other team? They just were, like, upset with Eureka?
No, they were making them seem like they were doing so much better because they had the choreography ready.
Right.
But really, it was just Asia struggling to do anything because Eureka wouldn't shut up.
I love when she's like, well, but she was right, though, when she said they need to come in prepared. If they have too much, then whatever. Because, like, yeah, you saw what happened with the other team.
She's absolutely right. That is what you do.
John Del Rey agrees that Vixen does not deserve to win.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I like Vixen. I would like her to win a challenge later. Like, she's a good queen, but she had no place winning.
She wasn't beautiful tonight.
But she wasn't. Exactly.
Hey, Hong Kong. Duncan Grove is coming from Hong Kong. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Curtain Man is not here. Thank you, Nerd Love, for referring that, because John Del Rey was curious about that. We're on our own, so managing chat and review.
All by myself.
Don't want to be. So we get into rehearsals with Alyssa, which we were all very excited to see.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I love Alyssa.
She was, I mean, for the most part, she kept it together. I thought that she would actually be more, like, camera stealing than she ended up being.
She's
But,
a professional.
yeah, you know, and this is what she does. She owns a dance studio, and, like, she's used to working with dancers. I think that, like, for the first half, she was giving them good notes, giving them choreography that they could actually do, and calling people out when they were being lazy with their arms, not hitting it, or whatever. But then it started to get a little bit too line-ready. It's just a pet peeve.
She was literally reading everyone's lines with them, and she was making all their character choices for them. And I think that ended up kind of killing the challenge. Like, what was left to judge? I know I'm repeating the point I made earlier, but, like, what was left for a judge to judge? Other than, like, the look that they had, how well they executed the dance steps, and if they could lip sync correctly.
Because if it wasn't their choices, then why are they going to...
Right, exactly.
Like,
these queens, part of the challenge should have been, like, how you choose to characterize. And if Alyssa is right, and all 12 of them were going to make terrible choices, you have deprived us of great TV to watch them all flop and burn. Like,
yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, nobody's going to be able to do Alyssa's choices the way Alyssa does them.
Right.
So it's like, in that role, this is just a pet peeve of mine, there's a type of director who will, like, give an actor a chance to succeed in their own unique way. Like, give them a framework so that they can make a unique choice and, like, be the best they can.
That's what this challenge needed, in my opinion.
Like, Todrick Hall, for instance.
Oh, yeah, because she's asleep at the wheel.
Todrick, who, by the way, posted his 1.5-hour visual album at the same time that Drag Race aired. Them is fighting. She came to fight.
This has nothing to do with Drag Race, so...
But they care.
I'm going to keep it moving, because we're probably going to get cut off in 15 minutes.
And we're at commercial. That's all the time we have.
I'm just saying, like, I think, unfortunately, Alyssa, like, took all the complexity out of this challenge in this episode.
At least given what we saw of it.
Because, like, the thing is, there are certain queens who, like, their ability to, like, characterize better than these other queens should have shown through here. Like, Ms. Cracker, I have no doubt, would have naturally done better at this kind of thing, just, like, choosing characterization than any of the rest of them.
They were all just trying to, like, get Alyssa's version of it right, rather than, like, finding their way to come to the challenge uniquely.
Yeah.
What other than that? I mean, they kind of kikied in the workroom, talked about certain things, but it was just, like, Eureka crying more about her knee. Which, like,
yeah, there's a lot of that.
Not to belittle it, like, you know...
They started this stupid song and entrance thing between Calorie and Eureka just in time for one of them to go home. So
how does it go? Stupid. Like, we help you...
Big girl's coming through, watch out, we'll eat you. I don't care. Fuck. Go home. Go home. And she went home. So let's get into the performances.
Okay.
Just like from a top level, because like we only watched it once, unfortunately.
We wish we could have. This one especially, I would have loved to rewatch before reviewing it. If we were doing a proper like sit down edited moment,
we would have. Yeah.
But we just want to kiki with y'all. Which sorry, I want to just acknowledge some of the chat.
Yes, please do.
I just saw somebody like happy that we're actually interacting with the chat as opposed to.
Well, yeah, I'm happy to too. That's why we asked someone to help us last time, but.
It's okay. So let's see. Wow. Okay, I scrolled up too far. While we're like patting ourselves on the back, and I can't even. Alyssa was telling them how to drag, says Chris Lawrence. All right. Let's see. Mayhem. El Gamer, are you saying that Mayhem would have been the best performance, but the dress was awful? I don't.
Yeah, Mayhem's dress was terrible. We'll get to Runway too, but I really no. You liked it. Don't lie.
I didn't like Mayhem's.
Yes, you did.
Look at my notes. There was the one with the pink...
No, Mayhem had the teal shoulders with the tulle and then the blue...
I liked the fabric. I didn't like the tulle on the shoulders.
He liked the dress.
I liked the fabric.
But then when everyone else didn't like the dress, he didn't like it anymore.
I said the length of the dress was awkward at the bottom and that the tulle looked busted, but I enjoyed the fabric. I liked the pattern of the fabric. I just felt like there were some problem areas that took away from it. GP was the one who said that we're addressing the chat. Hello, GP. Red Mage says, ugh, Todrick, y'all would be friends. John Del Rey says these first two episodes were better than all of All-Stars 3.
I would agree with that.
Even the Bitchler episode?
The Bitchler was good, but I don't think it, because the average is brought down by the rest of it.
Yes, I agree. Hey, Patilo Oli is from India. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Hello. Oh my gosh. I love seeing y'all tune in from all over the place. Yes, Drag Race is Impact International.
Truly international.
So the show doesn't stream there, so have you not watched the episode yet? I hope that we're not spoiling anything. There will be spoilers.
Well, at least we're communicating to you if you're... Watch the show anyway.
This is your preview. Switch is leaving, so peace out and... likes your jacket.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. And my smile is like Linda Evangelista's, apparently. Thank you.
No,
very much.
Aquaria is like Linda Evangelista. She did, honestly, Aquaria actually looked more like Linda Evangelista than anyone who's been on Drag Race, so the fact that this is a thing, it's very funny to me. I actually laughed when she said that.
I just think it's funny.
She really did.
They replayed the same audio clip of her saying it 2 times in a row, and then again after the commercial.
No, it was only once, and then after the commercial.
They played it with the camera on her. Then they showed Eureka, and it in the background played the same audio again. And then after they came back from commercial, they played it a 3rd time. Lee Dawson is editing these.
David is pulling a yuhua. I don't know what it means, but I'm going to take it in whatever's going on right now.
Probably because I'm talking over you, being loud or something.
Oh my god! Yeah, it's very that.
I'm taking a U-Haul for that drive all the way to New York in a few days. Ms. Cracker, Gwen Stefani, Realness, says Olivier in the golden dress.
I love that look.
Yeah, me too.
I've seen her in that wig before, but I love that look.
When she came out, I said C-3PO, and then she said Metropolis, and I was like, all right, girl, you're taking it up a notch. I love that movie. I play the soundtrack too. I used to have my morning alarm, the beginning of the with the harp and the... Yeah. Love it.
Nice.
All right, so now we're going to hop back in, get into main stage performances?
Yeah, the challenge, the actual performances.
Okay.
I think, what did you have to say? Are we going to break it down like queen by queen? Because I can't even fully remember all the queens, or should just we go
I didn't take notes on all of them.
I remembered feeling, as I was watching Asia's team, that it was pretty crunkly and weak. Because Eureka did so bad. So incredibly bad. I'm Valerie Valentine, and welcome to Glamazonian Airways. It was fully Katya from that challenge, like that level of bad. Like, she did not
Watermelon
match
bubblegum.
Single word. And I don't know whether the cameraman and the editing were shady with her and made it specifically look like she wasn't
If she missed the words that many times, then...
She was not...
It seemed like she was having an out-of-body experience a little bit. Like, I believe that it was nerves, but also I think that many of them, this was rushed. They had a lot of words, especially that group had like a ton of words to learn, because the speaking was twice as fast as the other group. And they say that like their challenge was more difficult. I agree.
I was just going to say, I'll take this time to agree with Asia. I think their material was harder to work with. The other girls were given like the naturally better script. You know?
Yeah, less to memorize. And so I think
just the flow of it was better too.
Yeah, more centered. So I think Eureka, they definitely showed everywhere she messed up, but they were definitely, like, Blair didn't know all the words. She was definitely flubbing for moments, and probably more moments than what we saw.
But was Blair on the other team? She was.
Yes. And then also, Monet messed up a word, but was better at covering it up. Like, there were a bunch of them messing up words, so I just believe they were super rushed.
Yeah. I do want to talk about Aquaria. I think she's lucky that she didn't get harder critiques this episode, because she was supposed to be an old woman who transforms into a millennial. And if she had not narrated that concept ahead of time to RuPaul, I would not have got that from her performance at all. From the lyrics or from what she chose to do with it. Like, she didn't give me really old lady, because she still looked really fresh-faced and young. And the hair she chose, it did literally look like Linda Evangelista. Like, I'm sorry, that's what she looked like.
Valentina is shook!
Valentina never looked like Linda Evangelista, okay? Like, never. I'm sorry. Whatever dumbass... And it was one of those stupid, like, American Horror Story level shitty actors who said it, right? Like, one of those gay...
I don't remember.
Whoever he is. I think, like, Cheyenne Jackson or somebody said that.
That's inaccurate.
Perpetuated
I could see
Linda Evangelista.
I could see it. I think that Aquaria's dancing saved her, because like she definitely turned that out.
Her performance was fine, but the characterization was totally wrong. Like, she needed to have like thick granny lenses and like a different wig. She needed like a wig and then a reveal.
The old characterization was wrong, and then the reveal was like sort of clunky. Something didn't work out when she was. It just wasn't until we got to the millennial part, which is like born in 1996. So okay, I think that she just saved herself with the dancing. Once she popped open that plie deep in second, I was like, okay.
Well, not only that, her runway look was really good, too, though.
True. Although these look like grass.
She's a devil.
Little tufts of grass. They looked like little tufts of grass. But it was a good look. Let's see. I didn't have anything for Asia's performance, but she was great. I felt
like she did okay, but, like, not great.
Blair didn't know the words. At least I noticed.
But she was given a charitable act.
Charitable. Listen, it's fast. Don't make fun of my spelling, my handwriting, my reading speeds. These are all not accurate representations of my... All right.
No, I just love that you're, like, really, like, fixating on the one word that resides in your vocabulary right now, charitable. Like.
Listen, I'm an English speaker. Dusty Ray Bottoms, we have completed the 3-look cycle of Dusty being Sandy, and we having been right since the start.
I'm so over you reading something into what there is not.
She played Sandra Dee in the musical. It was a parody
on... Yeah, the role she was given was that. That doesn't mean that the other
And she dressed as Sandra Dee going into her workroom entrance, and during that Facebook live stream, Meet the Queens, she was Sandy with the big hair and the leather jacket. This is the fact that you fail to acknowledge just shows your stubbornness.
1996 is not millennial, sorry. I kind of agree with you. It's like the...
Gen Z.
Whatever they are,
point. Yeah. I'm like at the end of the millennial cycle. It was so weird to hear somebody with a birth date that's like after mine. Wee. So, Eureka... Oh, Dusty did well. I thought that Dusty turned it out
I don't like Dusty, so I think she did okay, but like...
Also, someone said earlier, I don't know who, and I'm not going to scroll up, but they said that Dusty is a good singer, which I think I
Well, she has to have some kind of talents. I will say this about Dusty. I thought it was hilarious that she had the nerve, the audacity to come back and say, oh, if our team wasn't on the bottom, I would have won.
That was a little extra.
No, if your team wasn't on at the bottom... they would have been judging individually because they were dead set on getting rid of Calorie Kardashian-Williams. So they would have chose any of the, like, 4 or 5 girls on the other team who did better than you.
I think she was comfortably safe, though. Like, this performance would not have landed her in the bottom. And I don't think that her runway would have either.
I don't think she would have been in the bottom, but she definitely would have been in the top. She definitely would not have won.
No, I think that was a little much. I think, and it seems like she was like really low before, and this was like a sudden burst of confidence, judging by their reactions.
Yeah,
so,
but that's the problem. Like, if this is how she reacts with any little kind of like praise or acclaim, she's not going to last long. I'm calling it right now. I think she's going home next episode. I would love it. Please get rid of her.
Why do you hate Dusty? Okay, Eureka O'Hara, I just wrote, quote, she doesn't know the words, Shay.
Yeah.
Accurate.
She didn't know any of the words.
Calorie... meh, but maybe busted runway. That was just a direct quote from you. You're like, she did okay in the challenge, but her runway is going to be busted.
I think what I directly said is, like, she did okay, but I'm wondering how they're going to justify her being in the bottom, because I knew she would be.
Yeah.
And they chose, her runway was extremely busted, like, basic bar queen, local drag, like, not elevated at all. And they chose to also say that she didn't appear in the challenge by, like...
He's from New Mexico. It's hard out there. Olivier said that he was just talking about her, Dusty's like speaking voice, not singing. So I was wrong, but I still think Dusty's a singer.
I don't know why you like Dusty. Like, I guess you're going to New York. You can just hang out and be best friends, and you can laugh.
She seems like a theater queen. She seems like a Broadway boy who like then wanted to do drag. I identify. Not saying that I'm gonna like. Be on RuPaul's Best Friend race, but I acknowledge that that is now a thing that can come out of the Broadway community, and I think that those two worlds
Dusty should not go home next. Vixen, then Eureka, please. I don't know.
I'd be fine with Eureka going home next.
Yeah, I kind of don't care about any of the 3 of them.
I want Vixen to stay longer. I like the drama she serves up.
I agree. And I just I also like the Vixen, and I still feel like she hasn't had a chance to show like who she is and what she does.
Well, that like the thousands of years of drag. It's like some.
Yeah, the 100 years of drag or whatever. Yeah, very good. Like, go watch this.
All of her looks in that, the whole concept of it. I love
she's a great singer, great performer.
Mm-hmm. That video was the first thing that I've seen outside of Drag Race or World of Wonder that was like queens making a statement, high production on YouTube.
So that's why I will say I was disappointed that she didn't deserve the win that she got tonight, because she didn't deliver to that level, and I know that she can.
Well, let's hope she pushes to that moment.
I think she's going to stick around for a while, John Del Rey. I'm sorry to tell you.
Who? Vixen?
Yeah, Vixen.
Okay. Who else do we have left to talk about? We've got Mayhem, who did well, especially at the end, for when they were all, like, walking out. Cracker hit her marks. Her, like, wonky eye, crazy face worked well. Good. Another charitable edit. Monet had... Okay, her narration of the, like, side effects was great. That was also the part where she missed the word, but right when she was about to miss it, she, like, snaps her head this way. Perfect cover-up.
Yeah.
Like, she's a professional. She knows what she's doing. I was into it.
Monique Hart did better than the judges said. Yes, absolutely. This is what I said before. Monique is getting shitted on by the show. I don't like it.
And she's quickly becoming one of my favorites.
I
like
know.
her personality.
I didn't like her at all before the show, but she has really won me over. She's a sweetheart. She's talented. She deserves way more props than the show is ready to give her.
Her moment in Untucked this episode, where she's talking about her family not being... Like, that is heartbreaking and real and something that, you know, could always use a platform to be discussed. I love her. I think that she is, like, super likable, and I hope that she gets far. I want her to be on TV for a while.
I hope so, too, but I kind of just don't see it for her.
But okay.
Sorry.
She's already given us more than enough reaction gifs. Like, even if she went... In this episode alone, there was, like, 5, like, amazing reactions.
Yeah. And also, we didn't talk about Cameron, but I think Cameron did really well in the challenge.
Yes.
Personally, I think.
I wrote serviceable. That's literally the word that I associate with. It's not even anything I have against Cameron. Like, she seems perfectly nice and, like, obviously nice looking. And I haven't even hated her looks on the runway. But it's just, like, there's something about...
One of them. You hated last week's, though. Shut up.
I was, like, over last week's. I didn't hate it. It was just forgettable. But there's something about her performing. Like, everything is energetic, and she's committing to the moves, and she's characterizing it in everything but her, like, face and especially her eyes. It just seems a little dead behind the eyes. I don't know. But she did really, really well this challenge. I just didn't feel any spark in the... I didn't feel an inner monologue.
Can I just ask you, do you think it's because she wears contacts? Because she does wear contacts in drag, right?
Maybe.
Some queens do have this trouble of when you, like, wear contacts, it, like, makes it a lot harder to convey emotion with the eye.
Maybe that's it. But I was feeling Kennedy's lip sync to Wrecking Ball, so I don't know.
I wasn't. It's totally... Oh, whatever. We're not going to re-review
Take it to the runway. Runaway.
So, you need to...
Okay. Oh, John Del Rey. Foster, maybe Vixen can show you who she is once she stops trying to be such a badass bitch. So contrived she... Okay, yeah. That's not inappropriate.
Well, she's already showed me who she is, which is why I'm excited to see that on TV. Because I feel like you, who don't know that, needs to see it.
There's this big debate over whether Aquaria is a millennial or not. Gen Z is 1995 and after, apparently. I don't know these things. I'm not a historian. I'm not an anthropologist.
I think you should ask her how she self-identifies and then use those pronouns.
There you go. It's always a good catch-all. Still so confused about Padma pressing on about Monique's outfit narrative.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I like Padma Lakshmi, but this was wrong.
Yeah, you were like standing for her being a guest judge.
Well, I like her. I like Top Chef. I've watched Top Chef.
All right.
Almost every season. I haven't watched the last one or maybe 2. It's sad because I don't have cable at my home at the moment. But yeah, I really like Padma. Like, she's good at judging, like, food, which she eats, I guess, so she's not really...
Why couldn't they have done a food challenge? Have they ever made drag out of food? Has that been a thing? They should do that.
Yeah, that would have been good for Padma.
Yeah,
really.
That would have been so fun. Because have you seen those cakes that are, who is it, Aja, and... There are a couple looks from All Stars 3 that are cakes, and I love it.
Oh, they've made cakes for...
Yeah, for,
before
like,
that,
season
too,
3.
like, season 8. I think at least it started back that far.
Oh, okay. Because I remember there was one, I think it was season 3 with...
Anyway,
sorry. Okay, so L Gamer says Eureka is taking the spotlight away from New Queens. That is an important point. Sure. She had a lot of screen time crying, and it's like...
Well, L Gamer, if I can make you feel better, she's already had to lip sync once, and she's lucky she was lip syncing against a expired twerking midget. And that's mean. I'm sorry. I mean, an expired...
Revoke.
Twerking, talentless... mean.
Moving on.
No, just the point of this, though, if she had been lip syncing against someone with, like, skill on this level who was trying, Eureka would have gone home. So I don't think Eureka's going to last very long. Let us recall, in season 9, Eureka never had to lip sync, but she's lucky she busted her knee and went on that technicality because she wouldn't have won. Who would she have beat? Valentina? Who would she have had? Charlie Hides?
We'll get to her runway, too. But somebody said, okay, wait, Chris Lawrence says Monique is a trained minister, which I think that's what she was intimating. She didn't quite say in Untucked. She said 5th generation Yeah, I mean, I just thought, like, really religious family, whatever, but I didn't realize she's a trained minister. That is real.
Because they were talking about her being true to her religion, too, so I guess she is, like,
I got that's, like...
Like, the two are not mutually exclusive. It does kind of weird me out. I'm not gonna, like, I think people should have their own... I think, like, being gay and being religious shouldn't feel as mutually exclusive, but we are in this, like, weird space where, like, y'all need to really catch up if you want us to, like, co-sign your
Yeah, it's just, I mean, like, being religious and being a queen is something that... It's more the logistics, career-wise, of, like, being a minister and also being a queen. Like, how does that even work logistically? I mean, I think religion is really personal.
Well, she turns it at the club on Saturday night, but not like, too hard, because then she's up on Sunday morning.
Gagged! That I hope they get into. That is... Wow. Thank you for informing us, Chris. Appreciate it. They didn't give Monique enough time in Untucked. I agree, Olivier. I think I would have liked a whole...
The whole show has not given Monique enough time.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I love? Monique.
Mm-hmm. Monique's Drag Race. Bring it.
Thank you.
All right, let's see. So, anything else in the chat? We got to get through the runway. Loud Queen's big personalities this season. Cameron sort of fades into the background. This is true, Poppy Harnett. This is true.
But that's not a bad strategy. It'll get you to the middle of the pack.
Mm-hmm. The dark
at least. And
muscle horse.
If you have talent, too, then, like, ride it there and then show them something at the end.
True. All right, so Aquarius runway. I said, okay, girl, work. But I still maintain.
I love it.
Yes.
I really loved this look from Aquaria. I thought it was possibly the best one. I mean, Ms. Crackers was also very good.
I'm trying to, like, remember.
And Blair's was very good, even though I don't normally like these pageanty dresses.
I thought Blair's... I mean, if she's, like, kind of next. I think I would have liked something lighter, especially makeup-wise. I think her makeup was, like, too... She's pretty enough that it shouldn't have been that heavy. Especially around the eyes and, like, the color of the... I don't know.
I get it, though. This is Best Drag, right? So she chose to do this, like, very pageanty thing. So she did more pageanty makeup than she normally does, and she, like, I get it.
But pageanty doesn't necessarily mean, like, it's not... Like, I think she could have been a little bit more blended, a little bit lighter, just color-wise. Like, it was too dark. It was very heavy, especially, like, the lashes. She's just too delicate in her features to...
I think she looked immaculate. I think she was one of the 3 best looks, for sure.
All right. I agree. Aquaria, definitely, you were saying this is, like, the Aquaria that needed to be on that runway.
Yeah, like, when I think of Aquaria, like, because she does have a real diversity of looks, but, like, this is interesting in that I don't believe for a second it's her best drag. I know she has better drag, but you're going to need to get further than episode 2.
Yeah.
But this, like, epitomizes, like, what you should expect from Aquaria.
Why did they do this challenge this early? Isn't it usually, like, the last one?
They usually do, but I think what's really meant when they say best drag here is that it's, like, you. Like, show us you. Do you.
Which for half of them is a bodysuit.
Which is hilarious that, like Dusty couldn't, like, do the stupid dots because she got their critique last week. Like,
I fully thought that because whenever a queen, like Max, got called out on the hair, the second that they change it to satisfy Michelle is the week they go home. So it was like...
Well, unless they do it right away. Because
right.
in the past, they resist it, and she keeps saying it.
And then the week they do it, she's like, all right, now you're going to go. But Dusty still had the little dots around the eyes. I thought that was very strategic. Good, being true
I liked
to you.
her brow. I didn't like the dots, but I liked how she did her brow. It was, like, interesting.
I was into the look. I think of the Beetlejuice looks that I've seen in my time.
Oh, yeah.
Not the worst.
The look, though, I didn't care for the look.
I thought the blazer was...
I saw the fishnets and they were ripped, first of all. This is a really cheap-ass budget Beetlejuice costume, and she chose to stone it a little bit. Ooh, I made it special! Oh my god!
I think that if the fit is right, and I think that she did some good detail work. I thought the blazer was great. The polka dot, like, clashing thing, I didn't agree with.
Oh, I thought that was a good choice, actually.
I didn't like that.
It was a good styling choice, but I just didn't like the look. I think you're wrong about that. You're wrong. You know, I like to mix pattern.
Speaking of additions and removals of neckwear, we have not addressed that Ru wore the All-Stars 3 promo look.
Without the, like, neck piece.
Or the belt. Or that's debatable, I guess. But I think it was without the belt. Let me know if I'm correct. And my storyline for this is that Ru had just come off the 4-hour shoot for the promo and was like, I'm so uncomfortable. I know we had planned to wear the neck thing and the belt, but I cannot wear this anymore. And so they removed those 2 pieces, but the rest of the look remained there.
I'd believe it that it was the same day. The interesting thing is in the future episodes she repeats any more looks, because that's hilarious if that happens.
Just like every promo. Yeah, because both of them have been from the promo shoots. She's just time blocking. She's trying to limit her schedule. She seems so tired. She seemed so tired. But anyway.
Let's keep going. Asia looked great.
Yeah.
I loved Asia.
Well, actually, no. I disagree. This was the one with the cape, right? The pink cape
She was pink. And
I thought this was disappointing. I liked the bodysuit under it, but I thought that everything, all the pink fabric, except for the cape flowing behind her, both of these, like, upper pieces, I thought were awkwardly placed, and also, like, during the critiques, there's stringy stuff coming off of it. I think the pink stuff was, like, a little unnecessary. I would have been fine with just that cape moment in the back, but this stuff made it look cheaper, and the stuff under it looked really put together.
I
nice.
kind of don't remember now, so I would like to take another look at it, but I just remember liking it. I thought her face looked really good.
All right. Yeah, I mean, she's always
and
beat.
she's
So feel your oats.
So I just like Asia too, though. So like when I've only looked at it once and it's been a while and I'm still drinking a drink, I'm just gonna lean on the positive.
She makes 99% of what she wears, so
she's a chameleon.
It's all her.
She's a charmeleon.
We talked about Dusty, Beetlejuice. And I liked her hair. I didn't mention. I also like Dusty's hair. I like that it's still poofy, but it's like snatched out from the front. I don't know. I like Dusty's.
Whatever, she's safe. I would never have put her in the top.
For Eureka, I wrote busted pillow. It's like those pillows.
Eureka looked awful. I'm sorry. Eureka clearly doesn't have any friends who are drag queens. Like, she doesn't. She must not have any friends who she was like, "Hey, girl, look at this thing I bought for $95,000. I had it custom made. It looks amazing, right?" This was atrocious.
Best drag.
This
really?
is one of the worst looks I have ever seen on Drag Race. Easily.
I don't know if I would go that far. There are a lot of bad looks, but this was just like
no, because you have to take into account there are a lot of bad looks that somebody made under duress in like 3 minutes. That's one thing. She paid someone to make this ugly piece of shit for her. And
the changing fabric, there was not one moment where it looked like it
worked. It looked awful.
And like most of the time, it looked like old damaged leather. It looked like some cracking, like, I don't know.
Well, just like in the choice of like color contrast and like
patterning,
all of this
everything about
paneling,
it.
Like,
I'm sorry,
it was not good. The hair was okay, but it didn't work with the look at all.
Next, boot.
Eureka is lucky.
She's had much better looks too.
This could have been a double elimination too.
Actually, though, the lip sync was completely underwhelming too.
This continues to make me so mad for Vanjie. Like, Miss Vanjie, she...
Glassstain says, you know damn well Raja is going to give Eureka a toot. True. They have been getting paid off.
Because they just toot everybody.
They're told to just be nice to certain contestants. It is all rigged. The pit stop is rigged. Rigor Morris. It's all going to come out in the memoirs. Can you imagine in 10 years once all these queens are selling their books? I'm going to live my life. Okay, so Calorie, we talked about this look at the beginning, but for anybody who's just tuning in, this reminded me for some reason of Trinity Taylor's mermaid look because of the fantasy side.
Wait, that's Cameron.
What?
You said Calorie.
Oh, whoops, I jumped.
We skipped. Are we talking about Calorie or Cameron?
No, let's talk about Calorie.
Calorie looked like a local queen who's been doing drag for about 2 or 3 years, and she does this on the weekends. She works as a I don't know, what does she do? She's maybe like a graphic designer.
A waitress at a cocktail bar. No.
Sure. I'm sorry.
This is the Academy.
I'm sorry. Like, the problem is, like, I'm sure you're a nice person in real life, but on TV you revealed yourself to be a nasty person who also is, like, extremely delusional and doesn't understand when they're very far out of their element.
I think she's just young and insecure, and, like, has not been around.
She's not that young.
She has, in terms of drag, though, she's just been on her own, and everybody's saying, like, yes, Mama, you're the best in New Mexico, work!
But nobody says this about Miss Vanjie. Miss Vanjie.
But she's been surrounded by other queens all her... She has a drag mom. She's got a support structure. Like, I think that they threw Calorie into this.
You know what? If this is what you want to do, if this is for you, if this whole process hasn't turned you off drag, which that's the sad thing, I will acknowledge, and I'm part of that because I don't like you. But if this is what you want to do, move to a different city. You can make a lot more money, even though you're a busted person who deserved to have gone home first. People will still book you somewhere.
Don't need to move to another city permanently. Just get on social media, get some bookings.
No.
And get them to pay for your travel.
I'm sorry, you're wrong. Move to another city and then make friends. Like, humble yourself and make friends with the queens in your scene there, so you can learn from them. Because even though you're a Ru girl, you're not like there yet. Unless you can learn real quick. I'm sorry. Like, you're not. I don't know.
Smith says Calorie's best drag looked like somebody else's regular drag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that these gloves were, I guess, like the most interesting attempt of the outfit. They were like these single lady gloves, but made of like plastic, crappy, transparent, kind of gemmy stuff. Like, okay, girl, you're gonna try and like do some single lady hands in 2018, almost 10 years after.
The whole thing.
All right.
The whole thing was wrong.
Yeah, it was just there, and the back was very bare. I don't know. I'm trying to like give specific critiques, but in general, it was
I don't
just
know what
underwhelming.
with the wig, with the just like, oh, it's gathered here in the front. Like, this is like lazy straight girl during the daytime in her yoga pants going to get granola at the store hair. Like, what the hell are you doing?
In what world is okay?
Well, like if it was that hair, but like 3 times less volume, like this is the drag version of, oh, I'm just going to get some granola in my
I'm just
yoga
going
pants.
to the store. The Hit by Carly Rae. Cameron reminded me of Trinity Taylor. This side-swept hair. The stuff in the hair. My one critique for Cameron, because I was feeling the direction of this look. I especially appreciated the pink contouring. I think that it was, like, well thought out. It needed more butterflies in the tulle of the skirt. Because, like, shoulders up, I was feeling it, but it's just, like, there was so much volume to this white tulle material. If there had been more butterflies, not just, like, in the back at the bottom, but, like, throughout, I could have been feeling it in a major way.
I wish this was like a dress and not like a nude illusion thing.
Yeah,
because I said this before. Like, her body is great. Like, good for you that you're like real built and stacked and shit. But like, this look suffered proportionally because of that. And I think that even if
she wants to show her muscles, but if you're gonna do that, then just like don't do the nude illusion. Just have your arms like sleeveless or whatever. Because she wants to do that muscle queen thing. Even though somebody I saw in comments, Jasmine Masters was definitely a muscle queen before, you know, long before.
Well, yeah, she has abs.
Right. And she didn't claim anything. She was just like, I'm Jasmine Masters, I have something to say.
Yeah, Trixie's the funniest about this, though. She's like, Jasmine Masters at 37, she has abs. And I don't know how, because she eats garbage from a gas station.
Yep. And she, like, wakes up, gets, like, smokes a whole blunt, and, like, somehow, those jeans.
Good jeans.
Mayhem's look. We already talked about this. I liked the fabric, didn't like the tulle. You liked everything about it, or you hated everything about it?
I didn't like it. I thought the fabric of the dress was cheap looking, and the pattern wasn't appealing, and David liked it. And then he pretended he didn't like it.
If you can make a great gown out of a sensible vintage carpet, I'm here for it.
Mayhem, I know you have better dresses than this. This is bullshit. This is not your best dress. I'm sorry.
John
because she was who she was. I see you, Gabriel Sanchez. Thank you for being a friend.
Lysmith acknowledges the muscle legend Jasmine Masters. Can we, like, make this a thing? The original muscle queen? Like, make her the poster child for muscle queens?
RuPaul's muscle queen drag race, like, later season.
Oh my god. Foster, you're not a nice lady, says John Del Rey.
Well, I mean...
She doesn't claim to be.
You've been here for, like, 3 live streams now, John Del Rey. You should know by now I'm not a nice lady.
Mayhem has such a great face, I agree. She always gets it together.
I love Mayhem.
She's polished, she's
But does she have a nice dress? Maybe tomorrow.
She wasn't beautiful tonight.
Yeah.
Miss Cracker gives me C-3PO / Metropolis moments.
I loved this so much. Like, I've seen her wear that wig before, but it's so good. And this is a great choice for, like, best drag who you are, like, introduce us to you. Like,
that wig is fully a router inside of a wig. Or, like, one of those digital transition antennas. You know, the ones that were, like, just a square of plastic?
See, I'm hoping it's some kind of, like, math class challenge where it's a bunch of, like, triangles in different shapes that she perfectly formed into a square.
The challenge from season 8, when they're different shapes, the geometrical, like, the Thor jeans.
We are the girls of Dragometry.
That's what it is! Yay! Oh my god.
But like 10,000 times better than they could ever have hoped to.
True. She loves the wig shapes. She had the orb, and now she has the square. This is going to be a theme.
Next week it's going to be a pentagon.
Girl.
It's just going up by one.
The one critique I had for this look, because I thought it was so good conceptually, just like the little, what do you call these things on the hips? The little, what would you call that? It's not a peplum. It's a... No. I don't know what this is called in fashion, but the little skirt moment, the little flower petals around her waist were, like, kind of trembling. And I know that there's, like, not a real way to make this more convincingly look like metal, but I just wanted it to have a little bit more, like, structure to it. I don't know if maybe, like, putting wiring in it or something. It was just a little too floppy, which made it look more costumey, which made it look cheaper, and it's, like, it's a well-conceived look, so That's the one gripe, but that's nitpicking.
I thought it was a great look, probably the second best look or the third best look, and I'm not going to critique it any further than that. So let's keep going.
There you go. Monet gave me. Did you call this out?
This is my note. Okay, so I'm going to say it. Monet looked exactly like she was wearing the same bodysuit Bob wore from the Empire Challenge from season 8, but like a better version of it.
What is Bob saying?
And that's so fun. Then why did I put on this? Oh wait, there's my this. It's fully that. It's this.
But improved. The shoulder pads made it happen. I was all here for that, adding some structure. Because like if it's just a bodysuit, you gotta get something. And shoulders are always a good way to go.
And you liked how she matched the shoe to the hair.
I enjoyed the base pump.
I thought it could have been a different pump, a different shoe.
Yeah, I liked the shoes. I thought they were nice and simple. This bodysuit was definitely the best of the bodysuits of the night.
Yeah, who had the nerve to say that Eureka's bodysuit was the best bodysuit? Because it was clearly Monet.
No.
Like, by a mile.
I mean, yes. Agreed. Monique gave me Cookie Monster. Yes.
I liked this. I'm confused by it still. But I don't think Padma had any place to critique it.
I mean, Monique is quirky. We've seen 2 weeks in a row, but like, if this is your drag, then work it. I think it was well executed, well conceived. The reveal was smooth, and I was about it. I don't think it was necessarily like it could have been in top 3 for me. I don't think it was like
I don't think it's top 3.
It's on the edge of like safe in top 3. I think it was well executed. I love the googly eyes.
What did I say were top 3? Aquaria, Cracker, and who? Somebody else earlier.
Aquaria, Cracker, and...
Who else did I say should have been top 3? Oh, Blair.
There was some... Blair was too dark and heavy.
No.
She's been wearing, in the interviews and in the challenges, I'm surprised by how many dark looks we've seen from Blair already, because I thought she would be so, like, fresh-faced, afternoon day look, like... But that's not what she's been giving us.
Yeah, she's a complicated queen. It's almost like she's doing something outside of your expectations, and you're not rewarding her for being different than...
It's too early in the season for all that, girl. Just give me what I'm expecting. So we've got... What do we have last? We've got the Vixen, and we've got Yuhua. Vixen was undeniably Asha's. I really am trying not to compare these queens to other looks, but, like... do you not agree that this reminded... With the second you see it, it's just like, that's Asha's... The fiery look. What was the name of the challenge? I don't even remember.
Princess Disaster. It was different.
It's more... The thing is, it was more like the revival look from All-Stars 3, which she couldn't have seen by the time they were shooting this.
No. I don't think they're like a copy.
Not a copy,
They're
but
like
it's just
both,
like...
They're both like Fire-type Pokemon.
They both come from some sort of similar inspiration. Like, it's just... Her eyebrows worked really well with it, though. The way that she does those, like, metallic eyebrows, it just worked conceptually.
I thought Vixen looked great.
Yeah.
I would not put it in the top 3. But
No.
I thought she looked great. I think it was better than Monique's, but Monique got a bunch of criticism she didn't deserve.
I think Vixen is good at making very few clothes in reality look like a full outfit. She's not really... This and her entrance look from the workroom both were like... She's not really wearing that many clothes. But the way that it's matched up looks like she's wearing a whole lot of look. So I appreciate that aspect of it. I thought it was clean. No complaints, but it just...
Eddie, yes, we know it was a cracker. Like, I get that that's what the shape was. Like, yes.
She's a saltine.
Yeah. She's thin, she's white, and she's salty. Jesse Speart says, hey, I met you on Monday.
Oh my gosh! Wait, hello! Jesse was... I told Foster about you because he's watched Book Renter, The Rented Life, which I'm sure... few other people, if any. It was my brand integration series that I did for bookrenter.com, where you can rent your textbooks. They ain't paying me no more. I'm not going to give them the promo. But, like, nobody watched it. Each video had 50 to 150 views.
Jesse watched it.
And Jesse did, and thank God. And thank you for saying hi. If anybody else sees me in public, please say hello. It always makes me sad when I get a tweet, and they're like, I saw you, but I didn't want to say hi. Just, like, come up, say hi. I love meeting you all.
You can maybe say hi to her. You feel it.
And if you see Foster, especially, make sure you say hi to her, because she loves getting recognized. But hey, thank you for tuning in, Jesse. Yeah. Nick asks, have we done drag?
You have done drag a couple times, but solely through like other people putting you in drag. Like, be real.
I did spend some money and bought my own stuff though.
True. I'm not
few
saying.
times, yeah.
I'm not saying that.
But I've never
like,
done my face. I'm not a visual artist. If you want to see the drag makeover, it's on my channel in 3 parts. I thought of re-uploading it in 1, but for now it's still broken up.
Yeah.
Her name is Davida Loca.
I have not done drag. I have a name, but I don't, honestly, at this point, I don't think I'm ever going to do it. I keep, like, yo, if you're, like, a queen, like, not a baby who's not a queen. If you're, like, a queen, you're established, whatever, you're in Minneapolis or you happen to be at any time, like, I'll chill with you. I'll talk about look. I'll give you a look. Like, I won't physically give you something, but I'll, like, pattern it out for you and shit. Like,
would you say you find your art more through, you know, other people realizing your vision for them? Or, like, as
well, I don't know, like, I thought for a while that I might try doing it, and
it takes a lot of balls, and it's a
I
lot
was
of
just
work.
like, I don't know.
Respect those queens, y'all. I know that we read people, but, like, when it comes to, like, real life, local drag, if anybody has the courage to get up on stage, I'm definitely gonna, like, tip them $1.
True.
It's exhausting and
like,
uncomfortable.
Right, like, that's the thing. Like, I say all this stuff about calorie carb, for instance, but if she was a local queen here, I'd still tip her, even when I think she's busted. But the other thing is, like, her drag right now is, like, fine for performing at a local venue. But
yeah, when they make the choice to go on national TV, they sign all those contracts. They are putting themselves out there willingly to be critiqued as a, you know, international TV character, and that's what we're doing. You've got to look at it in the context of the show. If any of these girls were here and we, you know, got a chance to kiki, I'd be like, hey, let me know who you really are.
I mean, I still probably wouldn't be friends with Calorie, but
I'm willing to give everybody a chance to represent themselves outside of the editing eye.
I'm not.
We haven't talked about Yuhua yet, but this was very meh. It was like disco girl. She went blind. She nearly went blind stoning it, and it was fine. Her face looked great. The wig I didn't hate, but it was just like budget version of Kennedy's Studio 54.
This looked very bad. I didn't like this at all. I didn't care for the tights. I didn't care for the swimsuit. I didn't care for
very
the like,
bold fishnet
the
tights.
blue thing, and I didn't like the hair. I didn't like how she says she has a better look that she chose not to do because it was also yellow.
That takes some nerve.
But like she should have just fully worn that. Like
yeah.
I don't think Michelle would have clocked you. So you're always gonna wear yellow? And even if she did, then you could have been like, "Are you racist, Michelle?" Like just do that. Like,
do you think Yuhua has the self-awareness to like go for that with Michelle?
Honestly, I feel like that is Yuha's like. I'm saying Yuha because the show.
They never pronounce her name. They say
No.
Yuha. They don't even say Yuha. They say Yua.
Her name Yuhua.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, but I fully think that's like her level. Like, because they called her on it, she likes to clap back, and she does. Like, I don't know. I still don't like get like the essence of Yuhua or like why people are super into her. I think it's people who like weird, bad humor online. Like the people who propped up Trixie for her RuPaul, even though that was better than whatever. Like, you know what I mean, though. Like, people are into weird shit online. And I think she, like, appeals to, like, the lowest common denominator, which is not terrible. It's not me saying she's bad.
She didn't completely annoy me this episode. Last episode, I was done with her. This episode, she just kind of faded into the background.
But, like, the thing is, I still don't get, like, who she is or, like, what her take on drag is.
We need a breakthrough
like,
moment or I'm going to get, like, bored of her.
I think she's going to last 2 more episodes.
All right. So, Duese8 says, yeah, you're still waiting on the drag video, I'm assuming. And it's there. I don't know if you've seen the 3-parter. Are you saying, go look up drag transformation, David Levitz, and she's there in 3 parts. I know I teased it for months on end, but it finally arrived months later. And
Chris Lawrence says, this is why I don't understand your criticism of the Vixen. Her drag is really good art. I agree. Well, no, I think they're coming for you, girl.
Oh, someone's trying to sneak through. Oh. Girl.
Ain't gonna happen.
Guys. It's Curtain Man.
I was shocked that Yuha did so well lip-syncing. I've seen her live a billion times, never gets the words right. Thank you, John Del Rey, because this is the thing. I have watched 1/2 of one video of Yuha performing.
Oh, that's one I've watched.
Because I could not continue because she was off so bad. Her lip-sync, like, it was to, I think it was Vogue by Madonna. But I literally stopped the video.
The words that aren't even... I mean, I guess, like, the speaking parts are kind of quick. I don't know. Pokemaniac has booked his flight to Minnesota, so... There you go.
Okay. Sure.
Midnight Train to Minnesota. All right, so what did we think about, what do we have left? That's all for our notes, but like...
Well, the lip sync, we can talk about the lip sync itself.
Yes, we can. Wow. We've just turned the camera back on, and I'm noticing just how much mess. Again, moving. I am moving, for those who just turned... This is not the regular...
She did this just so I wouldn't have a hair meltdown, I bet. That's probably why I didn't.
What does Steve Jobs think about this episode of Drag Race?
I don't think Steve Jobs thinks about anything right now.
Do you think Steve Jobs ever went to a drag show?
No.
I feel like he did. Those hippie years, the moments, I think that he may have... Do you think Steve Jobs ever did drag?
No.
Let's start a rumor.
These are stupid questions. Let's talk about the awful lip sync.
Oh,
so,
right. It was bad. They all walked around. It was RuPaul's drag walk.
They could have both gone home. Yes, again, quoting me without saying I'm quoting you. Yeah, Eureka did shockingly bad. Like, her thing, like, her breakout quality that she did that Calorie Carb didn't do was, like, having seizures. Like,
no, she was giving me... The thing is, they both seemed very upset. The song didn't strike... Is the song upset? Is it heartbroken? It just seems desperately like, I love you so much. But they both looked upset.
Yeah, I don't think either of them understood the emotion or the meaning of the song.
It was just
This is a waste of a good song.
It's a great song.
It's kind of low tempo, but...
Well, you could have given him more. They were just both pacing around. Eureka did better, but, like, I mean, calories at the bar real low. I mentioned this while we were watching. I hate when they put those extensions on the stage for these musical moments, because once it comes to the lip sync...
for the lip sync, yeah.
The T shape of the runway honestly gives limitations in which they can really, like, figure out how to problem solve. I love seeing how they navigate both having to, like, go past each other at the point of the T, and when they... It's just too much space to walk around and...
I'm sorry, I need to address the comments right now. Poppy Harnett says, Calorie can't twerk, straight up. Thank you. Like, literally, she is defining herself, like, through... two things. One, I'm going to try and copy the Kardashians, and two, I can twerk. And she cannot twerk, and she's a bad copy of the Kardashians, and they aren't good anyway. So, like, girl, go back to the drawing board. And get a new drag name, too. Like, I'm sorry, like...
Pokemaniac says Steve Jobs is a fraud, and I'm for the discourse about Steve Jobs. Let's just keep talking about... Guys,
this is about
Apple has declined as a company. Let's have a discourse about this.
Stop it.
Oh, my God. How far we've come from the 2007 live stream of that keynote presenting the iPhone, and I was gagged, and now I'm sad.
Yeah.
Just have to get that out there.
So, is there anything important to say in Untucked, or are we just going to leave it?
I mean, we talked about Monique. That was emotional. The fact that they were like... But who were the two queens who were supporting Kardashian while she was... everybody else was...
Well,
like,
the thing... let's just go through this whole story, right?
I think the Vixen...
So, like, Eureka walks away first to try and get away from Calorie Carb, who, like, won't let her alone when they're trying to, like, get into the mindset of sending the other one home. Mm-hmm. But Calorie Carb just wants to keep following her around. Oh, we're best friends. I feel so bad. I don't want to get rid of my friend. Like, stupid bitch. Like, she's clearly trying to leave you. So then Eureka leaves, and Mayhem is, like, following and comforting her, and Vixen eventually follows, too. But then Calorie's dumbass comes and follows them outside, so Eureka leaves again.
And then they're stuck with her.
So, yeah, they did not come out there to comfort Calorie Carb.
You think that they were feeding into her trying to send Eureka home so that they get rid of stronger competition, which I thought was interesting. Because, like, they were fully saying, like, you can do it. Like, don't count yourself out.
Yeah, I think it's one of two things. One, they're empty platitudes. Or two, it was like, yeah, why don't you try and get rid of Eureka? Because
you're not a threat.
She had a whole year of time to, like, make a lot of money. She might have some good drag, even though she chose to wear this. Mm-hmm. Pay someone for it.
Olivia says that Cracker is too quiet and untucked and needs more... I think Cracker is a professional, and you saw this kind of in the Facebook live stream with Aja doing the quiz thing. She's going to stay real quiet and just be professional, because this group is, like, very loud and very outspoken, and, yeah.
You're right, but I think more than that, Cracker knows, first of all, that for this show, she lives in the confessional. Mm-hmm. She does very good in confessional. She has her one-liners. They work very well there. But also, Cracker knows, I think, and she's right, that she's going to last very long in the competition. So she does not need to worry about, like, making a splash and, like...
I mean, she had Bob teaching her how to win RuPaul's Drag Race. Bob was like, here's the instruction manual, this is what... And,
I don't know if Bob is necessarily the best example to follow, though.
I mean, you can hear it in those confessionals, though. Like, I mean, she's prepared, but it also sounds like she's reading from a script. She's been in a room by herself recording those reviews. I can attest to that also.
She sounds more scripted when she's talking on the show than she does when she's reading her script on her YouTube.
Yeah, it's true. She just everything. And Aquaria in a
hair.
completely different way, and not to draw the comparison because the show's already beating that dead horse, but like they both have this way of delivering their confessionals. With Cracker, it's very witty and very scripted. And with Aja, it's very...
No, hold on, because I made this point earlier, so I'm going to say it and you're not going to steal it from me. Aquaria, in either just in general or at some point in this episode, fully sounded like Trixie Mattel doing RuPaul.
Well, also in her Meet the Queens. The whole that's what everyone was saying about. She does the head movements, and Aquaria's got some weird line reading moments, I'm going to say.
It took me this long to really notice it, but like that's what she does all the time.
It's very real. So yeah, overall, I'm starting to like this cast more. Monique is like... I think Monique is my favorite to watch on a weekly basis.
I like Monique quite a lot.
Monet's moment where she's like, I've still got sponge left if you need to blot anybody. That I live for. The crew not cleaning up all of the sponges I live for. Everything about that moment.
I mean, she fully could have like kept it with her to pull that stuff.
No, someone said it. Well, it was on the floor, girl. Yeah. That was on the floor. Yeah. That's so fun. Everything about that great moment on TV. Let's just like look at the chat real quick since we're wrapping up. I don't think if we think of anything, but Nerd Love, I think the Cracker is a little too gooped at the realization she's not able to control her narrative, that the queens are starting drama without her consent, so she's being quiet. I mean, it's true. No matter how prepared you come, nobody's going to get you ready to be on reality TV. So I enjoyed that they included her saying like, oh, now I know what the gig is and I'm going to have to be very mindful.
Who's Topher?
Topher.
I'm not Topher.
Your hair is fine, sis. Probably me, because I keep like...
No, they mean me.
Oh, because you ducked out. And you're like, I have to fix mine.
Who's Topher?
People love to call you names that are not your name. Foster. David.
What was the one last time that they called me?
Ellis?
Or no, it was something else.
Who? Because
Cameron? Was it Cameron? I think it was Cameron.
And I commented, who's Cameron? Girl? Message retracted from Jeremy. Ooh.
Was it the Topher? I think it was the Topher.
No.
No, you didn't need to do that.
It's up here. Oh, was it? Okay.
It was the Topher.
Poppy Harnett says, they screened Trixie's RuPaul impression to Aquaria before her confessional, and now it's stuck. Noted. Yes, Monique, says Ethan. Jeremy says, I mistyped!
Oh, okay.
Probably autocorrect, because when you type Foster, maybe it corrects the Topher. Gosh, are people watching this on their phones? I didn't even consider. Like, at a car, at a bar or club, like, live streaming while they're, like...
Thanks for tuning in. Do you guys have any questions for us?
Yes, that's a good segue moment.
Because, like, yeah. Because I said...
We're actually headed out this evening. It's my last night in Minneapolis, so we're headed to support local drag in reality, which I know for Drag Race fans is... not as common as you would think. So we're going to go into some
winner. Chicken.
And so we'll have to leave in a few, but we don't want to rush out of here before hearing y'all's questions. So if you have any questions for us, any thoughts about the episode, or questions about it.
Yeah, about drag queens, about Pokemon, about style, about Steve Jobs,
about any of the things up here. Dare greatly. It is not the critic who counts, but... This is all poster.
Thank you, Steve Jobs, says Chris Lawrence. Great. Is that Aquaria's real voice?
Probably not.
Yeah, no, yes. I think it's like 120%. Like she's but that's like...
They're all prepared at this point. I believe that they all like come prepared with catchphrases. They're ready to be on TV. Like they have... It's fully...
Can I just say, though, I like Aquaria. And we're going to start this fight right now. Who do y'all think is the most attractive man... out of drag on this season? And not...
kind of like rule out
you
Cameron.
You can go for anything. Yeah, I was just going to say, like, you might want to rule out Cameron because that doesn't make it fair. Who's the most cute boy? Because, like, Cameron is a hot man. Like, that's different. Like,
she's tried. Thank you, Olivia. I appreciate that. You know, and I'm surprised that I pronounced your name correctly. Delightfully surprised, because I suck at pronunciation. If I mispronounce anybody's name, please let me know. What is your favorite type of Pokemon, says Anthony. It's a loaded question.
I mean, I like defensive Pokemon in general. Like, that's my playstyle.
Shocker.
But, like, I don't know. Like, Steel types are good.
Steelix?
Steel type, not... Well... No.
We like a Steelix.
Not Wolf.
My favorite type is Psychic.
Okay.
I can do a good Kadabra moment. Okay. Not Alakazam.
My friend Cameron, Monet could hit it. Monet, I vote for... Well,
Thank you, GK.
Monique is cute, I guess. Cracker's totally cute. I don't care for Cameron. Okay, I'm gonna let them keep going.
John, I have been to a couple of small drag shows in New York. It's really hard to find like that one show I love because I could go to somewhere that's super commercial. Like I think, what is it? Like Therapy has a huge show every night, but I don't. I want to go somewhere where like it's a good balance. It's not like super small and crunchy local with like 3 queens performing, but it's not huge and like all the bachelorette parties are going to be there. It's much easier in Minneapolis where it's like we got 2 gay bars basically, and I know exactly who I'm going to run into. I'm going to miss it a lot, but I will find my corner in NYC.
There's more than 2.
There are several, but there are 2 that I go to.
Poppy, Harnett, ICU, Aquaria is cute as a boy, TBH. I kind of agree. Like, if Aquaria were a couple years older, like, that's my vibe.
All right, I see it.
And I don't mind how she paints her brows as a boy. I don't care.
Monique is cute, I guess. That's kind of shady. Dusty also. I don't care for Cameron.
Dusty is not cute. I think that's the point.
Don't tell people their opinion is wrong. It's subjective, and I agree. Dusty is cute. Who else is casting votes? Aquaria.
A couple of them said Monet. A lot of them said Cameron.
Okay.
One person said Aquaria. I would kind of agree. Like, Aquaria is maybe the most my type, but also the Vixen is cute.
See, like, I think a lot of them are cute. Ms. Cracker, I think, is cute. Cameron, I think, is cute.
Ms. is cute, and that's probably the most attainable for me. Like,
I
just because like Ms. Cracker is like older. Like, I'm not gonna like date some like 21-year-old. Like,
there's something about her that reminds me of people I know in real life. Like, she feels very familiar. Like, I don't know. I knew a few artsy kids in high school that I think of when I see Ms. Cracker talking.
Ew, Aquaria is not cute. Eddie, I'm sorry. Like, you think Dusty is cute.
Different strokes for different folks. I think the Vixen is also really cute. I think, I don't know, it's like the most attractive.
Dusty, except the hair, TBH. Can I just clarify, though? The hair is a real turnoff for me.
With the little curly hair, what's wrong with it?
Well, like, curly hair is fine, but, like, that situation needs to be refined. But that's not even the problem for me. I just don't think she's that cute. She's not.
Are you reading me because I haven't gotten a haircut yet? I know I need
Your
one.
hair isn't curly.
It's wavy.
It's wavy.
It has curls
different.
sometimes.
The nerve to say some of these queens are not cute while looking like that. Yikes. Yep, exactly. See, that's the other thing, Eddie. Eddie thinks I'm cute. Like, sorry. That... No.
Self-deprecating comments are not allowed on this channel. This is a community of positivity. We are fostering positivity.
That's so funny because I'm never positive. Blair feels wrong because baby face.
How is she 22? She's 22?
She's 23?
That makes me feel personally victimized. I have gray hairs. That is not okay.
Same. Like, it's a human thing.
But I'm too... Aging sucks, y'all.
Dusty is Luke from Modern Family. I don't know what that is.
Luke from...
I mean, I know what Modern Family is.
Does Luke really look like that now? I haven't watched that show since the first season because it became very bland. If you like it, then that's okay, but I'm just like... The gentrification of queer media is real, y'all.
Anthony, I will gladly take a compliment on my skin. Thank you.
There you go.
Y'all.
Somebody said this lighting makes my hair look brown and that it's a shame, which is... But... Lighting is doing wonders for Foster, and the guest is the priority, as any good host will know. The sacrifices that I practice for your benefits. Younger vibe than what you claim. Yeah, okay, that was the one complimenting your skin. I'm behind. I'm at about a 3rd grade reading level.
Blair looks like a child who wandered onto set by accident.
I'm excited to see the upcoming singing challenge, because Blair is going to... Oh, we didn't really talk about how much Blair struggled in rehearsals, but I fully was like... Foster, you were surprised by how much she struggled with the dancing. And
it seemed like she couldn't walk in shoes. Is she Kimchi?
That girl, I was not shocked at all. That girl is used to being the lead of every musical and having all the chorus dancing behind her. She is the moment where Patti LuPone and anything goes, will belt a note, walk off stage, the ensemble does the 6 minutes of dancing, and then she comes back on stage belting like an F.
Well, if I can just say, though, I
think
it's not even just that. Like, if you looked at her leg... Like, there was zero definition in that leg. She has, like, no calf, no nothing. I'm like, wow,
weak ankles.
Okay. Very good for drag, but, like, apparently you can't walk in a shoe very fast. So, like,
she's used to being the ingenue. And Sutton Foster is the only one who's going to actually turn it out for that whole dance break. I'm just saying.
Jeremy Spradlin says, can we have more sewing challenges? Yes, please. Thank you. Oh
so many of the queens know how to sew, or at least they claim. So we'll see more. We'll see singing challenges. We'll see sewing challenges. We'll see more repeat looks from Rue. Maybe they'll bring the wax figure on for a whole episode and just have that be the host.
Unnamed Assailant says Latrice would have killed this lip sync. Yeah, a lot of queens, frankly, could have killed this lip sync a lot harder than these two chose to, like, sleepwalk through it. Like,
yeah.
Boo. I bet even Vanjie could have done better at this.
John Del Rey left New York bar recommendations above. I do want to see this. 1 second, I'm going to scroll. I'm scrolling. Metropolitan I've been to. And it was fun, although I was there on New Year's and it was packed, so I want to go back when it's not as... It was like being in an elevator, so not... I've been to the Stonewall. I watched the first episode of All Stars in Rock Bar, and it was similarly packed, but it seemed like it had a really fun local vibe. The Queen hosting was really fun. Yeah, these are all good recommendations. So yeah. I also really like Pieces. I've probably been to Pieces more times when I've been living
Does
there.
Aja perform at Pieces?
I think...
Or like she used to, maybe?
Maybe. I feel like there's a mainstay bar for Aja that's more in central Manhattan. But yeah, Pieces is in the Village. That's where I met Jasmine Rice-LaBeija, and she's always a good time. She hosts the parties there for Drag Race on Thursday nights, giving her a shout-out.
And she seems cool.
Yeah, it's great. I just haven't gotten too much time with the move and everything, but now we'll be settled. We'll check out all the shows, tweet me recommendations. If you run into me, say hello.
I need some coffee, Eddie. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up because we've got to get going if we're gonna
fun, though.
get the show. Yeah,
this is probably the last time we're gonna do a stream, though, right? I think we're going back to normal filmed episodes. So
unless we can get away for Wi-Fi and Google Hangout to make it happen, these live streams have been super fun, though.
Yeah, it's possible, but I'm just saying, like, prepare yourself. Next week should be like an episode. So.
Do y'all like in these comments or after we stream in the comments? Let me know if you guys like this or the edited version better, because I know on Twitter I polled and it seemed like an even split. I think there personally are like positives and negatives to either one. I'm like somebody who likes to say things 5 times before I get it the right way, and then I can edit it to be the most concise. But it's also super time consuming to edit all weekend.
You're right. No, that's you. I just like to say the same thing 5 times.
And then I get to edit it so that you say it the best way.
Yeah. I don't even refine. I just like fully repeat.
The engagement here is obviously like way more involved, and like we love being able to kiki with y'all. But I think generally like edited streams are more accessible for people watching afterwards because they can just like feel like it's personally made for them. So, you know, a lot of people are saying in the chat that they like both. Pokemaniac says he likes both. But that he can't do the live stream every time. And like a lot of people tuning in at this time doesn't work for their geography. So whatever the case, we're going to try and get you some form of our opinions every week. And it'll be interesting because, yeah, we'll be remote once more. But this has been fun. I'm glad y'all could see us like together in the flesh one last time until I visit or you visit or whatever.
Yeah, it could be in New York. You never know.
Yeah. And thank y'all for tuning in. Bye, Ethan, Pokemaniac, Smith, Red Mage, everybody who's been involved in the chat.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Named Assailant likes the shady editing. Foster hates the shady editing. But when I like...
You never, like, here's the thing, like, you're the editor, so you'll never give yourself the shade. Like, even when
totally
you say
do.
something real stupid, you just keep it in. You don't ever, like, shade yourself. Like,
I've definitely... I can pull receipts on when I... You'll always be like, you need to keep this part in where you looked on... And
right,
I do.
well, if you said it.
I leave it in. I'm faithful to what happens. All right, y'all. Yay!
Yeah.
Okay, thank y'all so much.
Bye,
Peace
guys.
out. And,
Have a good night.
yeah.
Enjoy the next week's episode.
Truly. Do I know how to end this stream? Maybe. Maybe not. Well, okay, there we go. All right. Peace out. Bye.